Wrocław, the capital of Lower Silesia, Poland's fourth biggest city. Today, it is one of the most important and modern industrial and financial hubs of the country and a large academic centre. The population of the city is 640,000, of which 112,000 are university students. Over 27,000 BSc and MSc students and 1,000 PhD students are pursuing degree programs at Wrocław University of Science and Technology. The university has been operating since 1945. It has for years ranked amongst the top Polish tertiary institutions. There are 13 faculties at Wrocław University of Science and Technology. Currently, it is Wrocław's biggest employer, with a few thousand staff, including more than 2,000 academic teachers. Its students can choose from 60 different fields of study under the first and second cycle degree programs, many of which are delivered in English. The facilities at the students' disposal include over 400 lecture rooms and workrooms, 500 educational laboratories, and almost 120 computer laboratories. Every year, several thousand graduates leave the university walls. Some of them find employment while still at university, and 70% 3 months after receiving their diplomas at the latest. The university's graduates earn considerable salaries. In terms of median earnings, Wrocław University of Science and Technology ranks third in Poland. The fact that as many as 12 accredited laboratories operate at the university is a testimony to the quality of the research conducted here. These are Laboratory of Olfactometric Research, Occupational Safety, Laboratory of Electromagnetic Compatibility, Laboratory of Acoustics, Laboratory of Civil Engineering Structures, Laboratory of Construction Materials, Laboratory of Reverse Engineering, Laboratory of Transport Infrastructure Facilities, Laboratory of Belt Transport, Laboratory of Electromagnetic Field Standards and Metrology, as well as Laboratory of the Department of Machine Construction and Laboratory of Multi-Elemental Analysis. Over recent years, the university has allocated $250 million to the acquisition of research equipment and instrumentation. Thanks to its groundbreaking research, the university is an innovation leader whose dominating position in this respect is confirmed by the reports of the Patent Office of the Republic of Poland. On average, the university files over 100 new invention and utility model patent applications a year. Every year, new agreements are signed with respect to cooperation with domestic and foreign businesses, research units, and local self-governments. The university's closest business partners include Volvo, Nokia, Microsoft, IBM, KGHM, LG, and Credit Suisse. Thanks to its excellent scientific staff and the rich offer of the specialist laboratories, the tertiary institution conducts world-class research and development projects. This is possible by facilities such as the BEM cluster, a high-performance computer capable of saving temporary data on over 1,000 hard drives. By conducting projects and delivering agreements with foreign institutions, Wrocław University of Science and Technology is also developing international cooperation. Currently, the university has cooperation agreements with European universities, as well as tertiary institutes in the Americas, Asia, Africa, and even Australia. Every year, a few hundred students and employees of the university take advantage of international exchange programs. The staff of Wrocław University of Science and Technology work closely with researchers from all over the world. The result of these activities is 500 jointly developed papers published every year. It is the students that are the most important part of every university. Those pursuing their studies at the university are exceptionally active and creative, attending over 150 scientific societies, culture sections, and organizations, as well as carrying out projects recognized in competitions held all over the world. The racing car built by the PWR racing team is successfully competing against other student Formula bolides on famous racing tracks. The Mars rover Scorpio, built by the Off-Road Scientific Circle, is successfully performing at international competitions. The robots developed by the robotic society Konar have many times proven to be unrivaled at national and foreign competitions. Also, unmanned aerial vehicles constructed by the Academic Aviation Club regularly win medals at prestigious events. The university offers a wide range of sports activities. Both students and employees can do 50 sports and use facilities such as a modern sports hall, fitness rooms, gyms, and a rowing pool. The Student Culture Zone complex houses a 2-floor cafe with a terrace, a students' club, a canteen accommodating 500 people, and a multi-story car park. Chill Out Zone was set up on the roof, where students can enjoy moments of relaxation between classes. The tertiary institution has its own TV station named STIC and a radio station, the Academic Radio Luz, with students from different Wrocław universities contributing to the programs. One of the biggest attractions, not only of the university, but also Wrocław in general, is the Polinka cable car service, linking the Geocentrum complex with the main campus. It is Poland's only cross-river urban cable car operating on a shuttle basis. The Professors Boulevard is a popular place of repose. There is a plaque in its central spot displaying the names of all professors of the university from 1945. Right next to it, there is the Students' Passage, a meeting place, and the point where the traditional Juvenalia student rag begins. The online portal Huffington Post has included the campus of Wrocław University of Science and Technology in the list of the world's 15 most beautiful university campuses.
Negotiating between the world of business, science, and political decision makers often feels like a conversation taking place in 3 different languages, 3 different cultures, and 3 different sets of habits and attitudes. This is why projects like Synergy are so important. And so today's conference will be about translating Synergy, synergic networking for innovativeness, enhancement of Central European actors focused on the high-tech industry, to one shared language, understandable and, most importantly, useful for all. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Łukasz and I'll be your host. The key goal of Synergy is to help develop methods, rules and support tools for those areas where stronger connection and cooperation between companies, industries, science centers, mediators, and political decision makers could bring much bigger, stronger benefits. One of the basic tools developed under the project framework is an online platform called SCIP, Synergic Crowd Innovation Platform. Today is all about project outcomes as well as tangible benefits for end users. Synergy is a structured response to a pre-existing need. The project covers much of Central Europe, 7 partners from 6 countries, all the way from the Baltic in the north, Croatia in the south, and the region of Baden-Württemberg in Germany on the border with France, furthest to the west. The reality we're living in today gives us all the more reason to support open innovations, share know-how, even infrastructure. Let's jump right in. Time for a first presentation of the day. Meet the Synergy project, presented by Maria Rosienkiewicz and Mateusz Molasy from Wrocław University of Science and Technology, Poland.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Maria Rosienkiewicz, and I'd like to present you a short introduction to the Synergy project. Before we start presenting the Synergy in detail, we'd like to tell you a little bit why have we decided to apply for this project and what was the idea behind. At the beginning, some basic facts and figures. Our acronym Synergy stands for Synergic Networking for Innovativeness Enhancement of Central European Actors Focused on High-Tech Industry. The project has received nearly €2 million funding from Interreg Central Europe, and we have focused on 3 key project areas, namely additive manufacturing, micro and nanotechnologies, and Industry 4.0. When it comes to timing of the project, it started over 3 years ago and will last until the end of October. Where the project is located, it is located obviously in Central Europe. There are 7 partners from 6 countries engaged in the project. So who we are. On behalf of a project leader, Wrocław University of Science and Technology, I can say that our idea when developing the partnership was to follow the quadruple helix innovation model. Why? Well, according to the research, in recent years, the effectiveness of the triple helix innovation model focused on government, academia, and industry only has been questioned due to the reason that regions have failed to meet expected levels of innovation, GDP development, and employment. To improve regional innovating ecosystems, another helix has been included in the model, citizens. And this is the approach that we have selected. Therefore, in our consortium, we have representatives of academia. This is us, the leader, and Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, cluster merged from TU Chemnitz. And we also included business support organizations like STEPRI, Science and Technology Park of the University of Rijeka, Center for Technology Transfer and Innovation at the Josef Stefan Institute. We also have in our partnership PROFACTOR, which is an Austrian applied research company, and Italian CREET, that is a technology broker composed of leading manufacturing companies in Emilia-Romagna. Among associated partners, we have local authorities from our regions, and when it comes to the 4th helix of the model, it is represented by our target groups, which means people to whom we actually address our services. And now some background, why at all have we decided to apply for this project? As you perhaps know, at the global level, the EU has a rich and research and innovation performance lead over the United States, China, Brazil, Russia, and South Africa, and also India. But there is a performance gap with South Korea, Canada, Australia, and Japan. In Central Europe, we have basically two types of innovators: strong innovators like Austria and Germany, and moderate innovators including Poland, Slovenia, Croatia, and Italy. If we look closer into performance of particular Central European countries, we can see that in general the trend is stable, but in the last 2 years, for the majority of project partners countries, the performance has slightly improved. Yet, bearing in mind that we are still far behind the innovator leaders in Europe, and in global perspective far behind South Korea, Canada, Australia and Japan, it means for us that we still need to improve our regional ecosystems of innovation. What is more, before developing Synergy concept, we have discussed with our partners to be different obstacles that we meet in our regions. It came out that we face similar problems, including huge bureaucracy when applying for funding, administrative barriers for innovation, inefficient funding for local innovative initiatives, weak cooperations between science and industry, and from European perspective also low new member states participation in R&D. Therefore, we came with an idea to answer these listed needs and problems by focusing on open innovation approach and on crowd innovation in particular. Our main inspirations came from the US. The first one is Kirky, the probably best in the world example of social product development. And the other, Experiment.com, again, probably the most successful platform for crowdfunding for scientific research. As Bill Gates once said, this solution helps close the gap for potential and promising but unfunded projects. We have listed 5 main aims that we wanted to reach. They are to increase cooperation between science and industry, to develop open innovation in Central Europe, to promote social product development, to introduce sharing economy idea in research infrastructure, and to lower barriers in access to funding. We have developed our Synergy approach around an idea for a platform which will enable all the interested users to create common projects, to list and find competences, to share infrastructure and resources, to initiate crowdsourcing-based problem solving, as well as social product development, micro-working, and crowdfunding for research. How did we go? You will see in the following slides and presentations. Now I will give the floor to my colleague, Mateusz Molasy. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mateusz Molasy, and it's my pleasure to present how were we achieving these aims. So in short, that is project's methodology. The project's methodology led us to wide practical use of new approach of open innovations. Organizations can no longer rely solely on their internal skills to develop innovations. Individuals and organizations should come together. Knowledge and other resources can come from outside the organization. Nowadays, quite often organizations produce more technology than they are able to commercialize, especially technology-intensive firms. Open innovation, referring to Henry Chesbrough, is the use of purposive inflows and outflows of knowledge to accelerate internal innovation and expand the markets for external use of innovation respectively. This concept recently has had a huge impact on innovation practitioners. In order to achieve our aim, the methodology of implementation of the project has been developed. We started with collecting and then analyzing research projects from our key project areas. Over 250 projects were described in depth, as well as organizations that were involved in these projects. With the usage of developed scientific algorithm to cluster these companies, we distinguished Synergic consortia and set up 3 Synergic networks. We invited members of the Synergic networks, as well as representatives of other organizations involved in describing projects, to design thinking workshops. During these workshops, actors potentially interested in the use of our newly designed tools were defining their needs. We wanted to know what functionalities are the most important for future users and how to set them up. The Synergy Crowd Innovation Platform was developed. Last part of the project included performation of the pilot actions to test the tools and improve them on the basis of results of the tests. Moreover, the crowd innovation strategy was developed and trainings on this strategy were performed. During initial stages of project's implementation, we found that companies quite often face similar problems and challenges. They include the following: I have a problem to be solved and need help of innovative minds. Where to look for them? Or I have a plan for research project but no funding. How to get support? Or those problems regarding infrastructure, like our new robot is not fully used, how to increase its utilization? Or I need an advanced robot to finalize my project, but I can't afford buying one. Or it doesn't make economical sense. As a response to these problems and challenges, the Synergy platform has been developed and launched. It's an online tool with different types of newly designed services enhancing crowd innovation, including crowdfunding and crowdsourcing, setting up cooperation and micro-working, and exchanging resources like human resources, equipment, also infrastructure. In the platform, industrial companies define their needs and problems, and researchers deliver jointly developed solutions in open innovation environment. The services on the platform, as already mentioned, in general corresponds to three terms that deserves to be defined. Crowdfunding is the process of taking a project or business in need of investment and asking a large group of people, which is usually the public, to supply this investment. Crowdsourcing is an online distributed problem-solving and production model that leverages the collective intelligence of online communities to serve specific organizational goals. These two are elements of open innovation, and the third one, sharing economy, is an IT-facilitated peer-to-peer model for commercial or non-commercial sharing of underutilized goods and services capacity through an intermediary without transferring ownership. Moreover, we found more problems and challenges that need to be solved, not only in organizations. For example, people in research centers and academia are wondering where to look for a reliable partner for a new project. One of the key challenges today is matchmaking, finding appropriate partners for cooperation. As one of the outputs of the Synergy project, the Synergic profiling tool has been developed. It's a software tool that analyzes multiple project features and analyzes also organizations' competences in order to create synergy between entities. Therefore, it helps in looking for new contacts, establishing wide international cooperation. Finally, the identified challenge is as follows. In our organization, we'd like to focus on the open innovation approach, but where to start? As a response to this challenge, we developed Crowd Innovation Strategy. It's a regional strategy based on research on best practices and success stories related to crowd innovation. It is ready to adopt a generic strategy dedicated to chambers of commerce, business incubators, innovation centers, business clusters, technology transfer offices, intermediaries, business parks, technology parks, regional public authorities, public organizations, and many more. Thank you very much for your attention. Many of these subjects will be analyzed in depth during today's conference, so please stay with us.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Mateusz. Ladies and gentlemen, time for one of our partners' presentations. Christian will tell us more about project profiling, classification of innovative organizations, how networks can be used effectively, and how networks actually help organizations. Please feel free to ask any questions in the chat window on our YouTube channel during the next two presentations, after which we'll have a short Q&A. Ladies and gentlemen, Christian Wögerer, PROFACTOR, Austria.
Good afternoon, dear participants of the Synergy Final Conference. It's a pleasure for me to present you the Synergic profiling tool we elaborated in our project. Hope you enjoy it. Well, what did we do in the task Synergetic profiling? The objectives was to enable and enhance networking, matchworking, and linking regional actors from research, industry, and intermediaries operating in the 3 KPIs. So, Synergy Work Package 1, Synergetic Profiling, was a networking instrument, a tool for bringing players in Central Europe together and to create new ideas, new projects, new collaborations. In detail, we developed an open source online IT instrument where we did a lot of project analysis, international analysis of research, industrial and regional development projects to bring it together. At the end, we had some sub-tools. One of them was a competence map where we profiled and clustered regional innovation actors based on the key factors. As I said, it was an open source online IT instrument which is still available and could be extended anytime. In detail, we analyzed 230 projects in Europe, and we took a look to the key project areas. In which area was the project related? We took a look at the TRL level, the technology readiness level, if it fits, how far is the project from the market, is it basic research, is it development, what are the end TRL of the projects. Then we analyzed the lead partner, which type of organization, the competencies, and the available infrastructure in the project, which is very important. You will see it in the next slides. Also, the type of the project output, what was it, a report, a prototype, and so on, and once again, the infrastructure. The goal was to show the level of innovativeness, the transfer of technology and commercial potential, and thematic concentration in Central Europe. Good. Here you see an overview of our Synergy tool. You have also the link of this tool, and I will go roughly with you through this very useful instrument. Simple click and you open the Synergetic profile tool. The first one is the project area. Here we have analyzed our 240 projects with a title, with the acronym, the lead partner, the user which created, and the publication date. We have a button where you can register your project, and you can, if you want to do it, always add your project to this platform. Then we had the organizations. You can register your organization with the list of contact persons, the type of the entity, is it industry, is it an R&D institution, which country, and the update. If you go inside, I take one, you have here the details you can see of all of this organization. You can add something on your own organization, not on our organization. You can update it, and you're aware that you're still on the latest informations of the project in the database. Good. Then we had the map, the competence map. Where are the organizations, the projects located? You can zoom in. You see in Austria. Here you can go deeper in which companies is the Lab 4. This is the Harbor Packaging Institute. And here you have details. Find organization. You have a search function and so on. So it's really useful to find a partner, to find the organization, to find the service. You can choose different functions, and then you can find your organization. So I think the best is you try it. Matchmaking. We have behind this database there's a matchmaking tool related to these 3 KPIs. You have the cluster. You have an active view. You have a lot of possibilities to find what you want or what you're looking for. So, micro nanotechnology, Industry 4.0. Different clusters, full list, a lot of useful functions. It's more convenient if you are logged in, but I'm not logged in now. Good. And then my favorite tool we created, this is the infrastructure sharing. Also, you can register your infrastructure. This is a tool which is more or less unique. In Central Europe, we haven't seen a tool which is comparable to this, and you really have the possibility to register your infrastructure which you want to share with others. So that makes really sense, because infrastructure in our times normally is very expensive, and if you have an infrastructure which you can buy, which is expensive, and you need it only for a limited time, it makes sense to share it together with others. So here is one example of an Austrian company of an infrastructure which is available, which could be shared. Beside Remark, it's one of the winner of our pilot action for this infrastructure, which was created via this tool. You have a name of the infrastructure, you have a short description, you have the address, the telephone number, you have the region, and so on. You have specific details information, you have pictures and so on. Then you can contact the owner. You can contact him, please share, I need your infrastructure, can we share it, can we create a project together, because I'm interested in this. Okay, good. This is really, for me, a very perfect tool. Please try it. Please make your own infrastructure sharing together with other partners. Good. That was very roughly the presentation of our Synergy profiling tool, which was one of the outcomes of the Synergy project. Good. Why was this useful, this tool? I want to present you some projects which are the outcome of this platform, where we use this tool for creating new cooperations, looking for partners and looking for new collaborations. The first one is the SIAB 2030 project, where 2 project partners from Synergy were involved. And this is a Central Europe project in the pilot call of the 2 parts of the Commission, the DG Regio and the DG Research, which tries to create tools for bringing up results from the Horizon 2020 or from the research to the market. So it really fits very good to the Synergy profiling tool. We used it, and then we used this tool as a best practice example, and also the Synergy project as a best practice example in this new project. The next one is, unfortunately, we were not successful as a European project. We submitted, and there are a lot of Synergy partners involved. This is PROFACTOR, this is the Institute Joseph Stephan, this is STEPRI, this is the University of Rijeka, this is the lead partner, the WrUST University, and so on. So we used this project, we used this tool to create a new cooperation. Unfortunately, we were not successful. There were more than 50 applications, 4 funded projects, and this project was on place 5. So sometimes you are not really lucky, but it's a good example to show you how useful was this platform. The next one is a project, an Austrian-German project, where are also partners involved from Synergy. It's a large project, the human-centered AI-based product optimization, where we submitted together a proposal. The evaluation is still in progress. We will see what happens. But there's also an outcome of the partner networking. So then the next one, it's an Interreg project. It's a bilateral project, Austria-Hungarian, where we have the task to connect 5 different digital innovation hubs in Austria and Europe to a larger digital innovation hubs. And there we have also pilot actions among these digital innovation hubs. And we use the Synergy tool and also the Synergy platform, which will be presented later on, to create these pilot actions and to evaluate these pilot actions. So it's a project which is which shows a kind of sustainability of the Synergy project. So last but not least, a summary of this profiling tool. Why was it useful? Who benefited from this project? What is the benefit of this? As I said, sometimes the iTool provides really a lot of possibility. The challenge is to use it. If you don't use it, it's not useful. The infrastructure tool was very useful. In my opinion, and also in the opinion of the partner, it's unique in Central Europe. The platform for the partner search and for the topic search was relevant for creating projects, and some project cooperations, I show you some, were established. But keep in mind, you always need a driver, one who uses the platform. If you don't have this driver and the platform is not used, it's not the problem of the platform, it's a problem of the of the users. Good. Thank you very much for spending your time. This is my address. This is my mail address. If there are any questions, please contact me. If you have also deeper questions to the project, we have the lead partner. You have all the contact points, I think, after this conference, and I hope I could show you a little bit how useful and how interesting the Synergy project was, and I'm happy that we have done this work the last 3 years. Thank you very much and enjoy the conference again.
Christian Wögerer, thank you very much for a very interesting review of the platform itself. 240 projects sounds ambitious enough as a challenge, and you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, the benchmark of the success of the platform will be when users actually start using it. After all, that's why it's been created. Ladies and gentlemen, now we proceed to how to build living networks, synergic networking. Janine Fauch, Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, Germany.
Hello everyone, my name is Janine Fauch and I'm a member of the Synergy team at Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, Institute for Automation and Applied Informatics. You have already heard a little bit about the synergic profiling, and I will tell you now more about how to build living networks and synergic networking. So going back to the main aim of the Synergy project, we strived for innovativeness enhancement of Central European actors with the focus on the high-tech industry. Keeping this in mind, the mission of the project was to build trans-regional living networks while transforming the database of identified innovation actors, the so-called synergic consortia, into so-called synergic networks. And along the way, we wanted to collect and define the desired features for the planned open innovation platform, the Synergy platform. During this presentation, I will tell you and lead you through the approach of how we address this challenge and what concepts and realization we came up with. So first of all, as I've already mentioned the term synergic networks, I would like to give a brief introduction on this. In our project, we consider synergic networks as innovative networks on a trans-regional level that bring together stakeholders from different Central European regions and from the different 3 key project areas, while forming one specific network for each key project area. By linking stakeholders that did not have any knowledge of each other before, but that work on the same topics and have the same interests, the synergic networks are intended to be mutually beneficial for all parties that are involved in a self-sustaining way of collaboration. Considering the starting point that we had identified and profiled a number of relevant innovation actors from the key project areas and from within Central Europe that were not activated and not yet connected, our main obstacles was to overcome the lack of cooperation among the innovation actors across Central Europe, and also the uncertainty about the stakeholders' needs with regard to the planned open innovation platform. So the question was, how can we overcome these obstacles to achieve the previously named aims? And we had tried to approach this in a way that can be summarized in the following 3 questions. So our first question was, how can we activate people and involve them in the synergic networks? The second question was, what tools can we use in order to actively engage and involve stakeholders? And the third question was, how can we ensure that the synergic networks are sustainable? The following slides will show how we answered these questions and what results we achieved in a condensed format. So in the first step, we were thinking about the question, who do we want to activate? So this was first of all the innovation actors that we profiled and identified in the Synergic consortia, and also the project partners' individual contact networks from all different Synergy target groups and also from all different Synergy partner regions. So the necessary steps to carry out were to, first of all, establish initial contact to potential Synergic network members and to inform them about the Synergy project, while also recruiting them for the planned Synergy activities. We compiled all these concepts and ideas for the realization into a strategic document, which was a methodology for the network creation that also included a recruitment strategy for the best practices and best ways of establishing initial contact with potential Synergic network members, and also a communication concept with previous experiences, lessons learned, and best practices on how to facilitate communication with stakeholders in the Synergic networks and also outside the Synergic networks, which was a good basis for the stakeholder communication. Then the second step was what tools can we use to transform the Synergic networks, meaning what means do we have to actively engage stakeholders in order to reach the two previously named aims of enabling networking and introducing the stakeholders to all relevant crowd and sharing concepts, while also defining the main features for the planned open innovation platform. And we decided that the proven means for actively engaging stakeholders is face-to-face meetings with the interested innovation actors in regional and international workshops. And in order to provide a good basis for the implementation of those workshops, we developed a common strategy for the harmonization of the contents, and also in order to simplify the evaluation of the 6 regional events and also the 1 international event that took place, while still allowing for individual realization and adaptation according to the specific requirements of the project partner regions. So we started with 6 regional events that took place in the project partner countries, and then this was succeeded by 1 international workshop that was held at KIT in Germany. The results from the international workshops provided the basis and the preparation for the international workshops. And in these 6 regional events, all participants were informed and familiarized with the Synergy project and with all basic concepts of crowd and innovation sharing, while also the idea of developing the Synergy platform was introduced. Then the international workshop provided, or in the international workshop, the lessons learned from the original workshops were used, and also the contents were continued and the activities finalized that were started in the regional events, while still facilitating, of course, regional, trans-regional networking. So summarizing this, in total, we engaged 130 representatives from all Synergy target groups and partner countries, and reached the aim of establishing living networks and collected the main features of the planned Synergy platform. The workshops definitely provided a proven means for the direct involvement of stakeholders, and in total, the 6 regional and the 1 international workshop were each split into 2 different thematic workshop parts, which was the stimulated sharing and also the design thinking. So there was 6 regional and 1 international workshop on simulated sharing, while simulated sharing in our project is considered as a concept and method for sharing information, skills, and infrastructures that can later on be shared in collaboration mechanisms. While the participants were mainly introduced to the most important concepts of the Synergy solutions and ideas for sharing, competences, skills, and infrastructures, and they were also familiarized with the thematic topics on sharing concepts, and of course also networking and sharing activities were implemented. Then there was also 6 regional and 1 international design thinking workshops, where design thinking was used as an innovative method for customer-centered solution development to the specific research question of the main features of the planned Synergy platform. And the participants in this part were mainly familiarized with the concept of design thinking, and also the ideation and prototyping parts were applied in order to come up with ideas and solutions for the requirements for the planned Synergy platform. Of course, also always considering the user's points of view. The results collected during all events were evaluated based on a harmonized feedback form, and in the end, this resulted in successful networking and sharing activities among the different stakeholders from the partner regions, and also mainly the design thinking part with the creative brainstorming and idea gathering methods resulted in the development of 8 platform prototypes and 24 requirements that were collected for the planned Synergy platform. So looking now at an extract of the results from the sharing and networking activities, there was information collected on 3 different main parts. So we considered, or we were asking the participants on ideas for sharing skills and competences, infrastructures and functionalities that could later on be exchanged in collaboration mechanisms. So looking at the example of sharing skills and competences, we identified that the mostly services and experiences and expertise should be shared in terms of skills and competences, while infrastructures that could be shared among different actors from within Central Europe could be also infrastructure services, like providing skilled workers for specific infrastructure, or also computer applications such as specific infrastructure for software design. And also we collected some ideas on functionalities that could be shared among Central European stakeholders, which were the most the ideas that were that got the most rates were technical functions. So, for example, matchmaking functionalities should be provided, and also pilot actions should be available, for example, for open challenges for science teams. So based on this, we were able to define the main target user groups also on the Open Innovation platform, and we successfully recruited the Synergic network members and defined ideas for future collaboration possibilities and mainly topics. So over the course of the 7 events, about 200 ideas were collected with the help of the 2 workshop concepts, the simulated sharing and the design thinking, in order to define the main features for the planned Synergy platform. So the regional events actually created a predefined list of Synergy platform functionalities, which was then followed up in the international workshop with a final rating on the importance of the Open Innovation platform features, with the involvement of all workshop participants. And this resulted in the list that you can see on this slide, with the most important features on the top and the least important features on the bottom. So one of the most important features is user-friendly and intuitive interface, as well as a web and mobile version of the planned Open Innovation platform, while, for example, training materials and crowdfunding in relation to this was evaluated as less important, but still it was among the 9 most important platform features. So with this, we actually achieved the aim to finalize the specifications for the Synergy platform, and we generated ideas for the future pilot actions. So then the third question that was mentioned in the beginning, to overcome the obstacles, was to ensure the sustainability of the synergic networks. We approached this with 3 different main points, which was first of all feedback and evaluation loops. So we evaluated all different activities and tasks that we did in relation to the synergic network creation, and collected the lessons learned for improvement in the future activities. Then we also analyzed the created synergic networks with the help of a SWOT analysis. So we had a look at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of each network and condensed this in a common format. And also we created a strategy for the growth and enhancement of the synergic networks. The first approach was, as mentioned, to collect all lessons learned, to include evaluation processes in all activities that we conducted, in order to identify the best ways of contacting stakeholders, of organizing and implementing the events, and also of the evaluation of the methods that we used in those events. The second step towards sustainability was then to analyze the synergic networks that we created. So for the additive manufacturing synergic networks, it was 87 members that were analyzed, For the micro nanotechnology, which was the second biggest one, Synergic network was 155 members. And for the biggest one with 167 members, it was the Industry 4.0 Synergic network. So on this slide, you can see a summary of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats from the SWOT analysis that we collected and compiled on this slide for all Synergic networks together. So some of the strengths that we identified were that there is a broad variety of very unique and specific competences and skills across all Synergic networks, and also R&D organization and universities have a very strong position in these networks with the ability to handle different projects in different partner regions. Then regarding the weaknesses, we identified that there's a current lack of mutual work, and there was also some constraints regarding sharing of knowledge and also sharing of infrastructures. But of course, all these identified key issues were addressed in later steps and considered in the development of the Synergy platform and all other tools of the project. Then identified opportunities were that there's a number of interlinkages inside and outside the Synergic networks that we of course wanted to benefit from. And also there is a high demand and high expectations for innovation collaborations, which can definitely be used as an opportunity. The identified threats were quite high competition among crowd innovation and open innovation platforms in some of the partner regions, while of course there's also a different situation in the specific partner regions. So this actually provided the basis for developing the strategy for the future sustainability and growth of the Synergic networks. We identified 5 main aspects of this strategy, which is first of all regular maintenance of all the contacts and all the stakeholder lists that we mostly collected in the presented Synergy profiling database. And also we wanted to ensure and extend our communication and dissemination within, but also outside the Synergic networks. Then we were planning on doing and also did a second recruitment round of Synergic network members in order to enhance the Synergic networks. And then we also defined common objectives for collaboration in order to initiate joint activities and cooperation. And all this helps to reach the aim of growing and extending the Synergic networks in order to make them sustainable. So now let's summarize what have we done and what have we achieved in the process of building living networks. So first of all, in total, we organized 7 creative events in all project partner regions, and we had 130 committed participants involved in the events, and even more people were informed and invited to our activities. We in total invited and involved 4 different stakeholder target groups from all different project partner countries. And this resulted in the creation of 3 active Synergic networks, while 200 great ideas on the desired crowd innovation platform were collected. So summarizing once again what we were able to achieve and what the main findings of the process of building living networks was, we definitely were able to find out that there was in some partner regions a lack of cooperation between academics, research and industry. So with our activities and with the Synergic network building, we reached to provide a first approach to resolve this issue. And also we provided a first step towards establishing a stable cooperation framework for the targeted involvement of relevant stakeholder groups in defining the needs for successful trans-regional cooperation. Of course, all these activities were continued in further steps in the project, while further stakeholder value creation was co-creation was facilitated by the specific involvement of Synergic network members into problem solving on specific challenges on the Synergic platform. So now we already reached the end of this presentation. I would like to thank you very much for listening, and I hope you stay safe, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the Synergy conference. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Christian and Janine. We have them live for a quick Q&A. Hopefully we'll be able to see them shortly. Christian, Janine, can you hear me? In the meantime, I was looking at our YouTube chat. There was a symbolic number of people watching us right now, 99 people watching and commenting and asking questions. We have 2 questions, but let's see if I can talk to Christian and Janine. I already have the project team and the Technical University in Wrocław, I presume. Oh. We're almost there, almost there.
I can hear you. Here's Christian. You can also hear me,
but please switch on the camera so that everyone can see you. After all, you've done a lot of work on this project. Yeah. Can you lower the screen a little bit so that? Thank you so much. How are you today? I hope everyone is in good health and enjoying themselves at this conference.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very fine, and I'm on vacation.
Much deserved, I suppose.
On a Ponyhof, yes. but I made a break for my vacation only for the Synergy conference. Okay.
All right. I hope it wasn't too much of an inconvenience to join us for today's conference. Christian, one quick question before I get to the questions from our audience. One quick question. After all this work, all this effort, reviewing 240 projects, what would you consider to be the ultimate success benchmark for this platform? What will make you happy after months and months of work and preparations?
What made me happy that we created a lot of follow-up projects. That made me happy.
That you already created a lot of follow-up projects. And ultimately, imagine 2-3 years from now, where would you like this platform to be?
Yeah, I think there are some platforms viable in Europe, and I think the Synergic platform could one of the platforms which are used in addition to the existing platforms. Mm-hmm. So because the platforms we know is more or less only research projects for partnership for research project, and our platform goes a little bit behind this goal.
Well, not a little bit, quite a lot, in fact. Christian,
a little bit. Now, to be honest, it goes behind.
And speaking of which, you mentioned Central Europe, and I'm looking at the questions coming to us on our live stream. Peter Müller is asking, dear sirs, is this platform dedicated only to Central Europe, or can it be used more intercontinentally? What's the answer to that?
If you look to this platform and we analyzed 240 projects, and there were a lot of European projects, the answer is clear. It goes it is more than a Central Europe project. The core area was the Central Europe project, but it's not limited to this.
So if anyone from outside Europe would like to take advantage of all the work done here in Europe, it's possible. And you're open to that?
It's possible, yes. Yes.
Wonderful.
It's possible, and we want to do that. Mm-hmm. It's a goal. Okay.
And we also have another question. I'll ask same questions to Janine in a while, but we have a question from Agnieszka. What actions are planned to maintain up-to-date information and business continuity of the platform when the project is over? It's a very valid question, isn't it? Maybe Janine would like to answer.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you very much for the question. Hello from Karlsruhe in Germany.
Janine, can we start by introducing your colleague, please?
Yes, sure, of course. Maybe she just wants to introduce herself.
Yes. Hello. So my name is Clarissa Marquardt, and I'm also a part of the Synergy team here at KIT, and I'm coordinating the activities of our staff members here.
Wonderful. Pleasure to have you both.
Thank you.
Tell us,
you.
what would be your answer to the two questions? Well, we've already heard from Christian. One good news is that it's available for businesses and projects outside Europe. And secondly, how do we keep it up to date after the project is over?
Yes, so of course, maybe the first answer to this question is that there was a number of activities that was conducted on this platform for all different types of services that we have. So I don't want to talk too much about this now, because you will of course learn more about this in the following presentations about the platform itself, and also there will be some information shared about the sustainability strategies and approaches in order to maintain the platform. But of course, some approaches are to stick to follow-up projects, as Christian already mentioned before, or also to stick to existing structures and networks of open and crowd innovation collaboration mechanisms. So that is definitely the approaches that we selected in order to maintain and sustain our platform.
All right, I suppose that should satisfy people asking us questions. Ladies, it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for insightful presentations. And Christian, back to you. Thank you so much. Technically, in my schedule, I was supposed to have only 1 minute for this Q&A. We did a bit more than that, but we definitely exhausted the questions sent to us. So once again, thank you. Good luck with the projects. And Christian, enjoy the rest of your holiday.
First, I enjoyed the rest of the conference. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Good luck. Ladies and gentlemen.
The Research University in the Helmholtz Association. Whoever starts here has an eye on the future. At Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, where tomorrow's mobility starts and where doors to the information era are opened, people test the use of autonomous systems, of artificial intelligence, of new sources of energy.
KIT is University of Excellence again. We went there to have a look around for you.
Batteries. They require elaborate manufacturing processes, are difficult to recycle, and are largely produced in Asia. At the Helmholtz Institute Ulm, scientists of Karlsruhe Institute of Technology cooperate with other research institutions at the post-lithium storage cluster of excellence to develop new materials and change the situation.
Whoever works here unleashes passion for research, for knowledge, for change, for a future worth living on our planet.
Noch Fragen?
Whoever is on the way here is not alone. On the way to inventions that benefit everyone. And considering all consequences. Looking beyond your own discipline gives rise to something really new. And only a strong team will reach the top. It is these people that make KIT unique. Whoever starts here will reach the future in good company. So start here.
And we're back. Someone had a lot of fun in their animation studio as well as with the production team. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, Mariusz Cholewa, Wrocław University of Science and Technology, Poland. We will talk about how we built this platform, how we define the needs, technical aspects, the interaction method. Right after the presentation, you will see how the platform actually works in a separate short film.
Good morning. My name is Mariusz Cholewa, and I'm a member of Synergy team from Wrocław University of Science and Technology. Today I would like to give you a brief overview about the process of platform development, which was one of our main goals of Synergy project. Process of Synergy project realization is quite complex and is composed of 6 different phases. 2 of them are directly related to the platform development. Here we can define 2 sub-activities. One is definition of expectations and requirements of the future platform users, and the second one is development and implementation of the platform with the help of IT tools and techniques. During the definition phase, we wanted to cover all information related to the platform development. This includes definition of technical data, functionalities of the future platform, rules and business processes that should be there implemented, and also some legal aspects. The definition also includes analysis of existing crowd innovation platforms worldwide, which means that we have analyzed number of them and draw based on them some conclusions. In order to make our work more effective, we have defined a clear process of platform development. The process was composed of 5 steps, starting with definition of expectations of future users through research of already existing platforms, then elaboration of documentation and requirements of the platform, with the development of prototype, and finally testing the final functionality of the platform. First, and one of the most important steps of our process of platform development was a definition of users' expectations. We wanted to define what requirements and what functionality are expected by future users of our platform. We've done this with the help of a number of regional and international workshops where we have implemented design thinking and simulated sharing approach to find final results. As a result, we have created a preliminary list of requirements and expectations from a platform which should be able to support open and social innovation process. The next step was the research. We have developed a special research procedure to analyze global platforms. The first step of this procedure was the preliminary analysis of existing platforms to explore their research area. Then we have divided platforms into different categories based on the functionalities and offered services. After that, we have made more detailed analysis. In total, we have analyzed 31 platforms, about 21 global and 10 regional ones. We have found out that most of the platforms offer two main functionalities. One of them is micro-working and second is crowdsourcing. Next step was elaboration of some assumptions. As a result, we have achieved a list of recommendations grouped into three categories: how to improve or achieve a good platform. So the first observation was the clear message. It means that everything should be clear and easy in use. Second observation was the process and quality. So the process should be well known and quality of data on the platform should be very, very high. Also, platform environment is very important. It means that user interface should be very friendly and should implement modern communication channels. We have also found out that there is a functionality which is really rare on the platforms and with very high potential related to the innovation and open innovation process. This is exchanging or sharing resources. Therefore, we have decided to implement this new functionality into our platform as an infrastructure sharing module. Based on these assumptions, we have developed a documentation of the platform. First of all, we defined the requirements list, which was used to define very precisely future functionality of the platform. Also, we have defined the business process. We model it to cover all areas of platform functionalities. Prototype is another step of our process. Within this step, we have developed our platform. We use modern IT tools and techniques to provide final product to our users. We use number of tools like modeling, like simulation, to verify and check final functionality of the platform. During the process, we have also implemented number of stakeholders to incorporate their expectations and their needs into our project. At the end of this phase, we have achieved our final product, which is the platform Synergic Crowd Innovation Platform. This platform offers to the users three main functionalities. These are crowdfunding, crowdsourcing, and infrastructure sharing. Within the project scope, we have decided to test the platform in the research area of advanced manufacturing. But of course, the platform is open on any other research areas or industrial fields of interest. Final step of our process was a verification of our product, which is a platform. To do that, we have prepared a game plan which was composed of 6 different pilot actions that covered all functionality of our platform. So testing was started with simulated crowdfunding. Then we have vouchers for research and innovation projects and a rent a robot pilot action. This is an infrastructure sharing functionality. Then we had a crowd innovation for companies, vouchers for developed solutions of the research projects, and design and prototype model. During the testing, we have noticed number of improvements, especially in the area of interaction between platform users and the system itself. All modification has been quickly implemented. So at the end, we can say that all design and assumed functionality has been successfully implemented, and we are able to offer fully functional tool to the users. Thank you very much for your attention, and goodbye.
Thank you very much, Mariusz. Next up, crowdfunding for research, crowdsourcing for innovation, new possibilities, and the key questions in our next presentation. How can you actually use it? How did we go about testing the platform, outcomes and case studies? 6 functions here to talk to you about it. Mario Vukelic, STEPRI, Croatia.
Hi everyone, my name is Mario Vukelic. I'm a member of the Synergy project team from STEPRI, Science and Technology Park of the University of Rijeka. Greetings from Croatia. You already had a brief introduction of the Synergy platform, and I'm going to tell you a bit more about its main functionalities. We have three main functionalities of the Synergy platform. The first one is related to crowdfunding for research and development projects. In this module, the users of the platform can publish their crowdfunding campaigns for their innovation development projects and ask other users for financial support during development of their projects. Then we have the crowdsourcing function, where users of the platform can publish different challenges, the problems they meet during the innovation development, needs for different competences from other users, and other users can respond to these challenges. And the third main functionality is the infrastructure sharing functionality, where users of the platform can offer their different R&D equipment, their services, in order to collaborate with other users of the platform, either on commercial basis or through some other models of collaboration. So soon after we established the platform, we promoted it among the innovation actors throughout Central Europe in scope of different pilot actions we conducted, and we closely monitored the use of the platform. We collected users' feedback in order to enhance the platform and improve its functionalities. So regarding the first functionality, the crowdfunding for research and development project, when we promoted this functionality, we really soon gathered 18 different campaigns that were published on the platform. These were campaigns of real R&D projects. And we also promoted these campaigns in scope of regional events that project partners organized, and we brought the entire crowdfunding process closer to the general public. The participants of these events were able to actually experience the crowdfunding process and support these campaigns with virtual money. And therefore, here I present you the 5 most successful campaigns that were published on our platform. We had some interesting cases. For example, the development of a robot that could be used in agriculture. This was an idea from Slovenia. Then we have Nocturiglo, an interesting startup right here from Rijeka that also published their campaign on our platform. And there is also this Moment Jewelry, an idea of integrating sensors into jewelry that could monitor the radiation of the sun. Really, we gathered some really interesting ideas on the platform. And now I would like to present you and introduce you to Ivan Babic, the owner of the startup Nocturiglo. He will tell us a little bit about his experience with the Synergy project and the crowdfunding process on the Synergy platform. So let's hear what Ivan has to say.
My name is Ivan Babic. I'm the founder of Nocturiglo. Nocturiglo is a user-friendly urinal bottle which is safe and easy to use and glows in the dark. Having in mind people with mobility impairments and nighttime urination issues, Nocturiglo was made to prevent a lot of nightly misfortunes. It enables the user to go through his nighttime sleep with more ease, and unlike other models, Nocturiglo looks awesome. I saw a Facebook post about this project that supports open innovation and that is organizing a simulated crowdfunding event, and that was exactly what I needed. Well, at that time my business was at the early stage of development, and I considered crowdfunding to be a great opportunity to test my idea and get funded. The Synergy project helped me a lot to get a feeling for the real campaign, and what's even better, there was a chance to get a reward. It was great, almost like the real thing. We prepared a simulated campaign and gave the users of the platform a chance to support Nocturiglo. I was even able to present my project in person during the event, and it was a total success. The idea was recognized internationally, and I was even rewarded with a voucher which helped me enhance my business. Yes, definitely. It's not just a place for crowdfunding initiatives, but also a meeting spot for entrepreneurs, researchers, general public, investors. They can all collaborate and just benefit from such a platform.
So this was Ivan from a Croatian startup Nocturiglo that had really good experience with the crowdfunding initiative on our platform. Now let's move on to the second functionality, and that is the crowdsourcing challenges for innovation. And as I said, in this functionality, users of the platform can publish their challenges, can describe the problems they encounter when they are dealing with innovation development, and they can ask for help and collaboration from other users of the platform. When we promoted this functionality among the scientific community, among researchers, we really quickly got a few challenges published on the platform. There was also this interesting case from Croatia, where a researcher from the University of Rijeka published a request for collaboration on the measurement of the magnetic field, and really quickly he got a response from a colleague from Italy, and they developed a really efficient collaboration plan that was actually also rewarded in scope of the Synergy project. Then it was proved that this functionality was also very convenient for innovators from general public. There was this really interesting case right after the pandemic of COVID-19 started in Europe, and we promoted this functionality with aim to help with fighting the pandemic. And soon we got actually one challenge published by a public institution, by a school in Croatia, that was gathering ideas how they can encourage physical distancing between children during the classes. And one innovator from Croatia also responded to this challenge with his idea, with his device that could indicate if the distance between people is not respected, and he's still actually evaluating the potential use of this device, either in public institutions like schools, or maybe in the industry, or something similar. Then we also promoted this functionality among companies and SMEs, and we also have interesting cases where SMEs actually collaborated through our platform. There was also this case from Croatia, where one company needed collaboration on optimization of a certain electric motor on the electric wheelchair actually, and they got an offer for collaboration through our platform, through the crowdsourcing functionality. There was also this case from Poland, where a company that was in the food processing and food production also asked for 3D printing of a certain part they needed, and they got an offer right on our platform. This crowdsourcing service of the platform, or functionality of the platform, is also convenient for microworking and for addressing a wide audience of users in order to address certain challenge. And actually the Synergic Consortium also, in order to further test this functionality, published one call where we asked for users to bring their ideas of a 3D printable gadgets and home appliances. And we wanted to promote 3D printing and additive manufacturing with this challenge. And we got really interesting ideas from users of the platform that formed teams and collaborated on these ideas, and we got some really interesting proposals from different home appliances that could be actually 3D printed. So these are the pictures of some of those ideas. And finally, this brings us to the last functionality of the platform, the infrastructure sharing functionality. This is a really interesting module of the platform, a module where users can offer their really expensive R&D equipment to other users, and other users can shorten the time to develop innovation, to prototype their products and services. And we found this really valuable for all innovation actors across the Central Europe. During the project lifespan, we got 49 offers of different R&D infrastructure in our database from all over the Central Europe. And some examples of that equipment are really interesting. We also documented a really interesting collaboration between users of the platform right in this functionality. A company, Salzburg Research from Austria, also rented a part of equipment that was offered on the platform from Blue Danube Robotics. So we also had really valuable examples of collaboration in this functionality also. So to summarize it in a way, in the end we gathered a community of innovation actors on the platform that counts more than 700 accounts on the platform. We promoted the platform through 6 different international pilot actions. We also assigned 15 vouchers to the most successful and most promising innovation projects that were developed on the platform. We gathered really valuable information about the actual use of the platform, and we will use this information to improve the platform and to propose a sustainability model for the use of this platform even after the Synergy project ends. So these activities really shown that there is an interest for open innovation in Central Europe, and there is an interest for tools like this platform that could really promote the open innovation approach and boost the development of innovation in our regions. So thank you. That was all from me. Feel free to visit our platform on the link you can see on the screen. I wish you to enjoy the rest of the conference. I wish you to stay safe and stay responsible. Cheers.
Stay safe and stay responsible indeed. Thank you very much, Mario. And now we have a little time for our Q&A, more than last time, actually 5 minutes more or less. And we have 3 very interesting questions. So Mariusz is already joining us. Mario, can you join us? Let's wait a second. And in the meantime, yeah, Mario, great to have you both, gentlemen. Hello, how are you today? Oh, I can't hear you, Mariusz. You're probably on mute. Now yeah, much better. Online. All right. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Judging by the insightful questions we are getting on our live stream, I really look forward to hearing your answers. First up, we have a question from Michał. What actions will be carried out in case of lack of interest by users? That's one of the fundamental questions any project owner would ask themselves. And if you could just start writing down those questions. We've got another one from Frederica. Great project and presentations. Thank you for that. The question is, do you plan to extend the focus of the platform from initial technology field? Maybe we could focus on the 2 first. Gentlemen, who would like to go first?
Okay, I can start with the first question. I think that first of all, we should raise awareness among actors, and one of the ways how we can do this is starting with education. So we plan to deliver some courses to students to learn them about open innovation, and in this way we want to transfer knowledge to the companies when they in future they will become managers or leaders. And regarding the current situation, we also thinking about starting a demonstrator of the platform and how we can use it. We want to show how we can use it on a regional level. So therefore, we started some discussion with the regional government. But also, we think to start this this testing also on trans-regional level, which means that we want to establish a transnational cooperation, firstly with our neighbors, I mean Poland and Germany, but I think the platform is ready to start on working on the European or global level, so there is no problem. But we want to have the working demonstrator that will persuade all actors that it's really useful and very efficient tool. So this is what we are going to do. One thing that can help us is a strategy that has been developed by us. I think that if the strategy will be implemented, it should create a very good atmosphere around the open innovation, and it should help us in the future. So this is how we see our future and future activities in implementation of our results of our project.
Thank you, Mariusz. Mario, any comments from you? Do we have Mario online?
Yes. Thank you for your question. Maybe I can address the second question that was asked. And should we broaden the focus and broaden the fields that are of interest for developing innovation through our platform? Synergy project is focused on three key priority areas: the additive manufacturing, micro nanotechnologies, and industry 4.0. And this sounds like a very narrow fields. But Industry 4.0 is already quite a large scope of different technologies, different industries. So I believe that actors from different sectors that go under Industry 4.0, that go under digitalization, will be able to collaborate through our platform. So we, especially after the project ends, we are definitely open to actors from different sectors and industries.
Thank you very much, Mario. Out of the two questions, definitely the first one would have been the tougher one, but the third one is also interesting and quite challenging. Listen on. We've got Angelika asking you, how would you assess the maturity of research and business communities for this type of challenge-based innovation in the CE area? Do you consider them as already being convinced and believers?
Yeah. Maria, do you want to add something? Or?
Yeah, maybe I can start with answering these questions. Well, I had a feeling that most of the community that joined our platform are startups and innovators, and maybe actors that have a little lower level of maturity and that are open to this kind of approach, that are open to open innovation, that are more open to collaboration, even from these more mature organizations. So at the present, at this time, we have more actors with this kind of a lower maturity level, but I believe that with time we will have more and more serious organizations that can work and collaborate through our platform.
Thank you, Mario. Mariusz, you wanted to add something?
Yes, I totally agree with Mario, and we also noticed that level of information about open innovation is not so high. So therefore, the beginning of my previous answer, I mentioned about education, because this is, I think, that one of the most efficient way to deliver information and raise awareness. So this is something that we want to do. We noticed a lot of interest about this topic, but this is just a kind of curiosity and maybe the chance of for their businesses, but they really don't know how to use it. So I think we need some more time, but I think our initiative is I think in line with their expectations. So we have to start to educate and to show them all the benefits.
Thank you very much. I guess curiosity and interest are always much welcome in a project like this. Mariusz, Mario, thank you very much for your presentations and answering the questions from the people watching us. Thank you again. Stay safe. Ladies and gentlemen, how to support regions in open innovation, crowd innovation strategy. Now we go to one of our partners from Italy, CRIT. Julia will tell you more about crowd innovation strategies and the existing barriers for social innovation, how to bypass these barriers, and what a region should pay special attention to if social innovations are at stake. Julia Di Bari.
I'm Giulia Di Bari from CRIT. CRIT is a research center and a cluster in Vignola in the Emilia-Romagna region, which is well known as the mechanics and automotive valley of northern Italy, and is also a fruitful open innovation area. CRIT, as work package leader of work package 4, contributed to the organization of the project pilot action to test and promote the Synergic platform and develop, together with the other partners, a regional crowd innovation strategy that will be presented in the following slides. So what is the regional strategy on crowd innovation? So it is intended as a plan of action designed to achieve a long-term and overall spread of open innovation initiatives at the regional level among relevant stakeholders, including industries, both large enterprises and SMEs, universities, research center, policymaker, institution, business support organization, that will foster productivity, efficiency, and competitiveness. As anticipated, it is the result of surveys, researches, and activities carried out by all partner organizations. You can find more information on the Synergy project and on the Synergy Crowd Innovation strategy in the link below. So in order to develop a regional strategy on crowd innovation, we tried to answer the following question. So what is the current impact of crowdfunding, crowd innovation, and infrastructure sharing at the regional level? We did so by identifying best practices and success stories on crowd innovation at the regional, national, and international level. So this research showed the platform offering micro-working, social product development, and resource sharing are less common than crowdfunding and crowdsourcing services, even if considered equally important. Also, it was to notice a general lack of both international and regional platforms dedicated to infrastructure sharing and with a specific focus on research and scientific projects. Second, evaluating the impact of 3 crowd innovation initiatives and pilot action that were run through the Synergy platform. The main inputs deriving from these activities allowed to identify and mitigate possible obstacles to favor a widespread adoption of crowd innovation initiative by industrial, academic actors and the general public. Third, running a survey activity addressed to members of clusters, enterprises, chambers of commerce, and members of Synergic networks as the main targets and participants to crowd innovation activities in order to collect their opinion and interest toward this form of open innovation, crowdfunding, crowd innovation, and infrastructure sharing. And lastly, we tried to answer this question by analyzing the state of the art of crowd innovation initiatives in partner region. This time, all Synergy partners were asked to evaluate the crowd innovation in the region with respect to the definition and presence of open innovation initiatives in partner region, the presence or not of regional strategies and policies regarding open innovation, society engagement in open innovation, and so on. So the responses collected from partner organizations and interested stakeholders allow to assess regional needs, weaknesses, and strengths with respect to crowd innovation, and these will be described in the following slides. So it appeared from the interviewees and participants to the Synergy pilot action that even if there is a general interest toward crowd innovation, actors still hesitate to adopt crowd innovation measures as alternative financial instruments. Some of these reasons are the ones listed in this slide and include the lack of information about crowd innovation. So the main obstacles to the spread of crowd innovation at the local level is the little knowledge and understanding that the public have of crowd innovation and its benefit for local communities. And this is mainly due to a shortage of promotional policies by local authorities and interested actors to engage organizations and private citizens. Second, barriers to sharing knowledge, where interviewees declare to be diffident in disclosing information about their activities outside, thus exposing themselves. Then, obstacle for society engagement in crowd innovation. Lack of innovation ecosystem at the local and regional levels where competition would be lower and initiative financed by funded projects are still insufficient to guarantee the spread of open innovation initiatives. Lack of human resources and time specifically dedicated to crowd innovation in organizations. So overall there was a general perception from pilot action that the cost effort of attending such initiatives for participants was too high compared to the potential benefits. The lack of a specific regulatory framework, and this is also related to the risk of disclosing information or sharing infrastructures or research projects with unknown actors without some legal protection or the mediation of experts or authorities. And lastly, the lack of both international and regional platforms dedicated to different open innovation initiatives. So if crowdfunding campaigns are quite common nowadays in all Central Europe region, infrastructure sharing and micro-working initiatives are not. From these barriers, the Synergy Consortium developed a strategy deployed in terms of goals, measures, and KPI. So goals are intended as the strategic aims that regional authorities and actors should try to achieve to implement crowd innovation successfully at the local level. These goals are then pursued through measures that are lists of activities and recommendations for these actors. And lastly, these measures are verified thanks to KPIs, that are key performance indicators, that are measurable indicators demonstrating the effective implementation of these measures. Within the Synergy project, we identified 5 goals that form our crowd innovation strategy, and they are: first, the safe sharing of information and knowledge, where safe sharing is intended in terms of confidentiality of information shared during a matching with third unknown parties in crowd innovation platforms, which are generally publicly available. Second, so spreading open innovation and its benefit, that is creating a culture of crowd innovation which includes not only crowdfunding and crowdsourcing but also less popular forms such as infrastructure sharing and micro-working. 3, improving innovation ecosystem, where innovation ecosystems are evolving set of actors, activities, artifacts, institutions and relations. 4th, specific legal regulation on open innovation initiatives, that is establishing this regional legal framework regulation, safeguarding matchings and exchanging among actors involved in open innovation initiatives. And lastly, engaging society, so creating an expansive participation culture with regular dialogue and networking format, and also promoting open innovation starting from schools in order to create an education, a culture of open innovation. So now, starting from this slide, I'm going to present you the measures and KPIs that were identified for each goal. So starting from the first one, that is guaranteeing the safe sharing of information and knowledge. So what is this plan of action, so the measures to achieve this goal? First of all, creating a legal framework for standards under which open innovation platform can operate. Then providing a catalog of legal documents including contracts, NDA and so on with regional and trans-regional scope. so that are recognized also outside municipalities and region, establishing facilitators, kind of bodies as technical experts within municipalities and regional institutions who are able to support participants in crowd innovation initiatives and ensuring the direct involvement of regional authorities in open innovation initiatives. The KPIs that were identified to evaluate the effectiveness of these measures are the number of NDAs and other agreements for information and knowledge between actors on regional and transregional level, then a percentage decrease in the number of potential problems and waivers in cooperation among actors. Second, so spreading crowd innovation and its benefits. The plan of action foreseen for these goals include providing dialogue and networking opportunities to jointly shape innovation environment starting from the local level, establishing crowd innovation education mechanism and communication campaign to involve more the general public, approaching open innovation at different levels, and searching for and encouraging tax incentives and EU-funded initiatives. The KPIs identified for these measures are, of course, the number of euros effectively moving through the crowd innovation platform, the number of solutions, that is, ideas, product presented in a certain time span in a platform, existing innovation radars, such as the innovation radar of the European Commission or of other organizations, a percentage increase in the number of platform users, and lastly, the number of events where open innovation initiatives are presented, but also the number of attendees to these events. Third, improving and increasing innovation ecosystem. The plan of action for this goal includes establishing multiple forms of cooperation among actors, for example, by improving connection among international open innovation initiatives, increasing participation in regional events and initiatives which directly involve the general public or stakeholder, creating a briefing strategy that we will see also at the end of this presentation, with constant dialogue with all relevant stakeholders, relying on experiences and knowledge from business, science and civil society to result in an agile and active innovation environment, focusing on specific target groups. And then also establishing multiple spaces for cooperation and co-creation among actors. The KPIs for this plan of action include the number of open innovation initiatives launched by public local organizations in the Industry 4.0 field, a percentage increase in the number of members and associates of an innovation ecosystem, and also evaluating data coming from existing innovation radars, such as I said before, the radar from the European Commission. The fourth goal is creating specific legal regulation on open innovation initiatives. Here, the plan of action includes structuring occasional, initially, and regular, gradually, policy dialogues between public authority, business support organization, and industry to produce recommendations on how to improve open innovation policies at the local and intermunicipal levels, creating dialogue and networking possibilities with regional, national, and European institutions and networks, importing best practices from other countries for defining this legal regulation, and creating knowledge data sets and exchanges opportunity on the best legal practices in region. Here the KPI will include the number of policy dialogues and conferences, the number of documents, recommendations that arise from these meetings, the number of participants from public authorities, business support organization, and industry. The fifth and final goal of this regional strategy on crowd innovation is engaging society, and the plan of action that we foresaw is launching and sustaining collaboration areas for stakeholder co-creation to jointly develop and shape innovation, and this, for example, by promoting an extensive participation culture, creating targeted competition to involve regional actors in the development of future strategies, launching structured initiatives such as digital innovation hubs, company innovation hubs, fab labs, and so on, and then also investing on crowd innovation education and communication campaigns to raise the awareness of the public, toward crowd innovation, starting also from students. How will this plan of action be evaluated? By considering the number of people involved in training, webinars and projects, and also the number of people and hours spent in open innovation initiatives. So this crowd innovation strategy has its foundation also in some of the most promising open innovation initiatives and best practices in Central Europe regions, including the 2020 Baden-Württemberg Innovation Strategy from Germany and the Emilia-Romagna region Eco-Innovation System from Italy. So this innovation strategy adopted by the Baden-Württemberg state is the result of an internal critical review of the current situation of innovation policy and identifies future and growth areas that the region focuses on. So it was defined, and we said that this, and we saw this definition also before, as a briefing strategy which guarantees constant dialogue with all relevant stakeholders, relying on experiences and knowledge from business, science and civil society to result in an agile and active innovation environment. Its main aspects are the focus on SMEs, thanks to a strategic specialization, consistent expansion of the research infrastructure and technology transfer, dialogue and networking institution, as a central component and actors to identify and adjust needs for action and specialization priorities, and the presence also of individual organization and person who participate actively in implementing the strategy. In the Emilia-Romagna region, open innovation is at the basis of a pyramid, evaluating the innovation climate of a company, intended as the capability to favoring an environment where innovative ideas can circulate freely. So this innovation climate guarantees growth and competitiveness in this region. The Emilia-Romagna region guarantees this open innovation ecosystem thanks to a wide group of associations and organizations managing internally or on its behalf open innovation at territorial level and dialoguing with peers and promoting activities. The main public organization is ARTER, which is a consortium established to foster the sustainable growth of the region through the development of innovation and knowledge, the attractiveness and internationalization of the territorial system. And ARTER, together with the other digital and innovation hubs, company innovation hubs, Technopole and Fab Labs, guarantees the evolution of a widespread awareness of crowd innovation. And its activities are also carried out within the S3 strategy, which is the Smart Specialization Strategy 2014-2020 of the Emilia-Romagna region. So that is all from my side. We included here some useful links where you can find further information on the Synergy Regional Crowd Innovation Strategy. Lastly, here you can find my contact and and also my colleagues Eleonora Bongiovanni and Nicola Raule contacts, whom I thank for their precious work. And for further information, don't hesitate to contact us.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Giulia Di Bari from Crit Research. We have Giulia joining us live for a very quick Q&A. Hello, Giulia. How are you today?
Hi, hello. I'm fine, thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Giulia, just one quick question. We're running a little behind time, but I really need to ask you this one. And I already asked this question to Christian.
Okay.
1, 2, 3 years from now, what would you consider to be the ultimate benchmark for the success of your part of the project? And we're talking here about crowd innovations.
Innovation and to give the main users, the main potential beneficiaries of open innovation tools such as platforms, the possibility to improve their existing systems and to cooperate together. So thanks to the Synergy project, we developed a platform, but we developed also a strategy whose purpose is improving innovation and competitiveness in all Central Europe regions. So this is what we wish and what we would like to see in a 3 years' time.
Thank you very much, Giulia. And this is what I wish to you as well. Stay healthy and all the best to you. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Time for a coffee break and a short presentation from our partners.
CLEAT mission is to foster each company journey towards innovation with competences and professionality. We believe in innovation to make people's life better. We look at a world going towards open and collaborative innovation, where technology serves both humans and environment. We are committed to supporting companies in their growth, sharing our knowledge with competence and dedication. In the year 2000, 14 large enterprises in Emilia-Romagna joined forces to create a place where they would be able to share ideas, collaborate, and get support on new technologies. CLEAT supports companies in their innovation processes with specific tools to acquire knowledge on new technologies. CLEAT provides its support through three main services: technology scouting, collaborative innovation, and innovation development. The technology scouting is the frontier of R&D. It helps companies in gathering information on anything related to new technologies. How can they be applied? Are they suitable to solve a specific company problem? How much does it cost? Who are the best suppliers? Is a specific area covered by existing patents? At CLEAT, we have many ways to help companies in sitting at the same table, even if they are competitors or belong to totally different sectors. We know that they can help and share solutions with each other. We create opportunities to do so through thematic seminars, working tables, techno tours, or larger events where all of them are involved. During the innovation process, companies could often benefit from opportunities coming from public funding. CLEAT helps companies in searching for the right opportunity, aggregating other partners if needed, writing the project and applying for the funding, managing the project both from a technical and financial point of view. Through the years, CLEAT has adapted these services to the needs of industry innovation, growing together with its network. Today, CLEAT has 29 shareholders and a network of about 50 more companies. We collaborate with over 100 partners in 20 EU countries. Each year, we organize about 50 events involving about over 500 people from about 160 companies.
When it comes to how regions can benefit from synergy, it's always best to see for yourself. Here's a short list of 3 case studies presented by Matej, Janin and Katerina. Enjoy.
Hello, my name is Matej Mrak. I'm coming from Jožef Stefan Institute from Slovenia, from the Department of Technology Transfer. We are officially called Center for Technology Transfer and Innovation. In abbreviation, we are called CTT. So today I will present you the regional applications and future development. And we will start with the most important topic that we found very useful for the companies that you visit. This is the infrastructure sharing of the equipment. The advantages for the companies are variable operational costs versus the fixed cost of the infrastructure. This means that the companies do not need to buy the equipment, which in some cases cost several hundred thousands of euro, but they can instead search in the database that we prepared, the infrastructure sharing, which is accessible through the Synergy platform and then through the SimPro platform that was developed prior to Synergy platform. And in that database, the companies can see what available infrastructure is available in the region and in the broader regions around them. So, for example, if especially for startups, if they decide in the business plan what kind of equipment do they need, they could prefer to use the option, for example, the Synergy option, to hire the equipment and the appropriate researcher. So this is the most clear feature of the Synergy platform or platforms, and the most beneficial, straightforward output of the whole project according to our experience, because the other features like crowdfunding, crowdsourcing and so forth are a little more vague in people's minds, but this infrastructure sharing is immediately applicable, it's very practical and easily understandable by the companies, because they immediately see the value, because it's very practical. For example, either you should hire one researcher from our institute, for example, so they can perform some measurement on the equipment on an hourly basis. For example, the companies can pay 100 euros for 1 hour of the PhD researcher that has been working on some and with some equipment for decades, for example, and they can easily and very competitively measure something, test something, or whatever in an hour with the highest level of expertise on a very expensive machine. And all the countries need to do is to pay relatively low fee, 100 or several hundred euros per hour. So instead of the alternative route that usually companies take, this is the buying the heavy expensive equipment, and then they would have to find the appropriate employee usually that would handle the equipment. And it's very hard for the companies to buy equipment that they would use all the time and to have the person that will be skilled in operating certain equipment for exactly the same amount of time that they would have a business on the other side. For example, they could use some equipment by themselves and have a dedicated employee for it, but it's very hard that this employee will have a full-time job, 8 hours a day for the whole year, and that this equipment will return a value. Instead, they could just search the infrastructure sharing, and then they get the highest level of equipment, very modern, maintained, and they get the appropriate researcher. One downside is that they must usually accept the already employed staff at the institute, for example, because the institute is not prone to borrow the heavily expensive equipment to outsiders. But in reality, this is a plus for companies because they do not have to have the expertise or the staff themselves. They get it all together, all inclusive. And the institute or institutes gets additional money for the unused time of the equipment and researchers. So every site benefit heavily. So this is the most straightforward, the most valuable feature that we have came across to our company visits that we perform on a regular basis. So you can see this is win-win for both sides. And of course, all this leads to the leaner companies. Especially, this is very important for startups. They don't need to prepare heavily investment or heavy loans for certain equipment and increase their fixed costs and so forth. And they are also more flexible and lean. This especially came in play into the Corona. If the business drops, for example, 10%, they can much easier sustain the drop if they get variable costs on the other side, which is in case of the infrastructure sharing, versus their own fixed costs, so their own loans for the equipment and personal staff costs. Okay, so this is the most important output that we came across. Then again, the platform, the Synergy platform, also provides the challenge option. It's very user friendly. It's very simple interface. There are no membership fee, at least not at the moment, and we do not see any changes in the near future on that. And there are no ads and unlimited number of users, access to research organizations, institutes, universities that are maybe otherwise harder to reach. You get the opportunity, the companies, the general public to have the access to certain people that they would otherwise not have. Prior to development of this Synergy platform, we made a research of other platforms, a couple of benchmarking, and we found out that some are very good but very hard to use. It's not straightforward. This is a very straightforward. You log in, you see the challenges, the past challenges, or you can upload yours. The thing that's very interesting is a crowdfunding. This is a very established term that we all know various platforms, but Synergy platform also provides this option. It's very simple, straightforward, same as before, and all the same as before, but one benefit is that there are no commission, there are no fees, no nothing. And there are, because the partners of the Synergy come from the institutes, there's various organizations, companies. We filled with a relatively high number of academic researchers, professors, and so forth. So you have access to this. You also get the published examples of crowdfunding, so you can basically copy-paste certain elements easily. Okay, so there is the Sympro platform that's also very interesting. It was developed before the Synergy platform, and here you get, besides the infrastructure sharing that we mentioned on the first pages, you get the overview of the past projects, overview of joint organizations, and very useful thing, it's a graphical map, graphical representation of the organizations. So it's very good for you to visually have the idea where the organizations are. Especially now it's Corona, you can cross-check the lockdown map, for example, and your map, and you can see who can collaborate easily and who is near you for logistical purposes and so forth. And there is very good option, the matchmaking feature. So you can see how the platform itself matches certain companies either by common projects and competences and so forth. So how can the ENN, for example, or other platform benefit from the project? We believe that they can benefit by potentially they can get more expression of interest, which is leading KPI in certain platforms. They get more services, they provide more services that they otherwise maybe do not. ENN doesn't have certain features that Synergic could. There is larger network of users. The critical mass of users is the most critical element of any platform. And possible integration of users that already registered somewhere, you can extend their membership to another platform. And the benefit is also the greater awareness of the whole ENN, for example, through potential success stories. So where we fully integrated for the with EN, for example, Interpass Europe network, it will be also beneficial to have the other activities together. For example, joint online events, joint offer of services for the users, potential joint funding of certain ideas, joint promotion and awareness raising. But the whole benefit, the general benefits of the whole project is we are primarily non-profit by motive. For example, we are paid by the Interreg Central Europe, so we do not have any motive to help companies, profitable motive, and we are here to help without direct pay. Project members also have indirect contact or some direct contact with EU officials, so your proposals can get passed through instead of trying for general public to reach certain officials by general email and so forth. And the last important but not least important benefit, according to our opinions, true and transparent objectives. The project was created for the general well-being of the EU society in the region. So that is basically it. That are my contact details. You can contact me for dissemination of the project or so forth. Or you can contact the coordinator on the provided email. Okay, so those are the 7 partners that were working on the project, and this is basically it. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon and welcome once again to the Synergy Final Conference. We are Dr. Clarissa Marquardt and Janine Faut from Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, Institute for Automation and Applied Informatics, and we will now talk more about the regional implications and the future development strategies in order to sustain and maintain the Synergy results and outputs. So as you have heard in the previous presentations, there is a number of Synergy results and outputs that we were able to achieve in the duration of our full project, which are, for example, the open collaboration framework that we created with the help of our Synergy platform, as well as the Synergic networks and living contacts that we established through the approach selected for bringing together and collecting different stakeholders from the key project areas, while also creating a detailed pilot plan of actions for boosting the initiatives in our region on open and crowd innovation. And as you can see on this slide, we selected a 4-step approach in order to exploit the Synergy results and outputs, which is first of all, of course, that we want to continue and maintain the results that we have achieved in our project, as well as using them in order to enable other initiatives and stakeholders in fostering innovation and collaboration. And we also, of course, want to enhance and boost the results and outputs that have been created in our project, while also transferring them to different application cases and also maybe to other regions. So on the bottom of this slide, you can see some examples from the regional implications, such as some specific follow-up projects that we selected and that were created in order to enhance and continue the results from the project, as well as some other examples on transfer projects and existing platforms that are used in order to sustain the results from the Synergy project. And now we will talk more about each of them in detail. So the first idea is, as I mentioned, as the previous step, to maintain and continue the results that we created in the Synergy project. So the idea is that young researchers and startup networks, such as, for example, university groups or founder networks, also business incubators, could benefit from the results that we achieved in the Synergy project, while using the knowledge and experiences that we have achieved in our project, as well as using the specific use cases and topics that we identified as being interesting in order to apply to their targeted work on problems and other practical use cases. Yes, so we already connected with some of these young research and startup network groups. Of course, we are here focusing on some examples from our Germany region, which overall applies to all project partner regions, and which is, of course, supported by all project partner institutions. The second idea, also connecting to the aspect of continuing and maintaining the results that we have already achieved in the project, is to use existing collaboration frameworks and structures, which in this case is the example of the Karlsruhe Nano Micro Facility, the KNMF, and this refers to our example and achieved output of the infrastructure sharing environment that we created with our Synergy project. The Karlsruhe Nano Micro Facility is actually similar to our Synergy infrastructure sharing tool, an open innovation and free access user facility that grants access to industry and academia representatives in order to exchange infrastructures and to work on joint solutions and collaborations with regard to different infrastructures from the fields of micro and nanostructuring and also from microscopy and spectroscopy. So different laboratories and infrastructures connected to those topics. On the right-hand side, you can see that the Karlsruhe Nano Micro Facility has quite a successful number of proposals that are already accepted. So this is the status of the beginning of this year. And the idea is to build on these existing infrastructures and on this existing infrastructure collaboration environment and to promote and boost these existing structures with the help of our Synergy project. So now I'm handing over to my colleague, Clarissa.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. And another action that has close links to the activities that we conducted in our Synergy project and that we're trying to use to boost our results is a follow-up project called STEPRI, which is short for Central Europe Upstreaming for Policy Excellence in Advanced Manufacturing and Industry 4.0 towards 2030. So the linkages between our Synergy project and the follow-up project STEPRI is that we want to include and transfer the lessons learned from our project towards usage in the future project goals of STEPRI. Include the network activity, connect the actors from our regional networks with those involved in the new project, to foster triple helix learning across the different stakeholder groups, and of course to maintain and enhance the existing technology networks. At the bottom, you see a list of the partners involved in this follow-up project activity, and highlighted in red, you see the involved partners KIT and PROFACTOR, which will continue to feed into the outcomes of the Synergy project into this follow-up initiative. Another project that has close links with our Synergy activity is the Horizon 2020 project Nano FabNet. The goal of this project is to establish an international hub for sustainable nano manufacturing. So on a topic side, there are close linkages between those two activities, meaning that we want to, of course, share our experiences and our networks and lessons learned, especially in the areas of nano micro manufacturing, also in additive manufacturing, bringing into our network colleagues and making those accessible also to the future tools that the NanoFabNet project is developing. This will support connecting the global partners from the current initiative on a more European level and also beyond Europe, and hopefully provide a platform that can enable and support the activities started within Synergy. On the bottom, also you see here a list of the involved partners. KIT is here heavily involved and hopefully can collaborate with the outcomes of Synergy. A third example from our region, in particular here at KIT, is another Interreg project for the region of Upper Rhine, which is shortly abbreviated KATUR, meaning Knowledge Transfer Upper Rhine. This project focuses on knowledge and technology transfer and connecting those centers, different stakeholders, actors across the various backgrounds in the Upper Rhine region. Here, Synergy can provide also beneficial input in terms of the lessons learned in the particular technology areas, as well as bringing into the networks the existing structures that we've created and connect those to the other regions of France and Switzerland. And with this, we're at the end of our presentation. We've shown you some example of the outcomes and the implications that we've created via our Synergy project. We are hopeful that we've created fruitful collaborations, outcomes, and that we can transfer our results into follow-up actions. We've only presented here today the results or the implications from our region here in southern Germany, but of course, as our consortium consists of 7 partner institutions located in 6 different countries, there were various activities happening across the Central Europe regions, coordinated by our project partners. So we've hopefully shown you today that we've created successful actions to continue the results that we've generated within Synergy, that we can enable future and upcoming projects, that we can boost the results and the strategies we've created, and also foster transfer of our results either into the different stakeholder groups or in other actions and initiatives. Thank you all very much, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, hello. I'm Katharina Scheps. I was involved in the implementation of Synergy in Saxony, and it's my pleasure to give you some resume on regional implications of the project implementation in our region and some ideas about the future development of the project approach in Saxony. In my presentation, I will follow the following structure. I will start shortly with some ideas or some information where we started, related with Synergy challenges and objectives, information where we are now with the project and which regional implications we have observed so far, and some ideas where we could go to, focusing on ideas how to sustain and leverage the achievements, and some ideas for the future outlook and perspectives. Yeah, we joined the Synergy project because we like the idea to develop an innovation ecosystem which is open, efficient, and synergic in high technology fields. That's very much fitting with the regional innovation strategy or the smart specialization strategy of Saxony. And it is also very much complying with the focus of the RIS implementation by enabling networking matchmaking, developing and providing new services, and enhancing crowd innovation services, which have been now part of the implementation of the regional smart specialization strategies. And when we joined the project, we have asked the innovation actors from Saxony, and they were particularly interested in to take part to take the challenges together with international partners in high-tech technology fields. They were interested to become part of an international innovation community, and they wanted to be supported with the start of collaborative innovation and research projects. Mostly, Synergy was promoted by being a certain crowd innovation platform, and we think that the project, that Synergy, is much more than just another platform. Biggest asset of the project and in general of the Interreg Central Europe program is that we got the opportunity to invest in people and in our networks, to initialize a common learning process related with the support of innovation project, and to give us the chance to develop resilient collaboration mechanisms. And of course, to have now cross-border working structures which could be sustained. So I would like to focus on topics which are beyond the innovation platform, which, by the way, is now a very interesting mean, considering the situation that we have now, the request to develop or to focus more on digital and distance collaboration means. How Synergy influenced the development of the innovation ecosystem in Saxony. So we have observed intra-regional implications. So through the events we have organized and the pilot projects, for example, we have implemented, or also the analysis process we went through together, we could improve the cross-cluster cooperation inside the region. And this is a very much useful result because that is really sustainable and can be used for future project developments. And the project this way gave an external impulse for the implementation of the smart specialization strategy in Saxony and the regional innovation system. What always is very useful by implementing international projects, of course, that we got the opportunity to benchmark the innovation services we are providing to the companies and to RTOs, that we got insights into good practices and experiences, which now could be transferred to other regions or which we can use from other regions. And that brings me to the point of interregional implications. And we are very happy that we can report interesting project initiatives we have already started during the project implementation of Synergy, and which have been initialized through the collaboration in the Synergy consortium. Together with the Josef Stephan Institute, one of the partners of the project, we have submitted a range of joint proposals in Horizon 2020. We have prepared a cost action, which is a young talent campus on lightweight materials and technologies, which we will submit in the next month. And we have together been invited to submit a stage 2 proposal in InnoSub 08, which is the strand and cluster facilitated projects for new value chains related with high technologies, which have been subject of the Synergy project. And the proposal has been submitted last month with a budget of roughly 5 million euro for 12 partners from 11 countries. Where we can go to together with the Synergy consortium and the partners, which perspective we see. First, we see the opportunity and the demand to increase the outreach of the Synergy approach inside the Central European region and beyond. And we have already started that, and it is a very meaningful opportunity to make that together with the Vanguard initiative, which is a political initiative, but focusing on the implementation of the regional innovation strategies, particularly in the fields of high technologies, like, for example, the additive manufacturing, 3D printing, micro and nano technologies, and other interesting circular economy field, for example, and that could be one approach to increase the outreach of Synergy. The second opportunity could be to complement innovation management services with other service providers. So we started already and were already successful with the cooperation with the Enterprise Europe Network, where we are represented also and where we are a member of. And what we see, what could be also an interesting aspect for the future of the development of the Synergy approach, not only of the platform, but also of the methodology, to address specific obstacles of technology transfer and the uptake of high technologies by SMEs. So, for example, to include in the developed methodology and tools joint innovation strategy diagnostic, to give or to develop services for the support of the new business development of SMEs, to support the development of appropriate and up-to-date innovation culture inside RTOs and companies, and to cooperate in that aspect, and also to focus more on the identification of projects which are really supporting the strategic development of the companies and to support the development of the project. What is very interesting also and important is to develop services or to develop further the services related with the crowd innovation, and to provide access to provide access for SMEs to specific innovation infrastructures to shared use, not in general, but maybe particularly to specific, which are related with specific knowledge needed. Which ideas we can give you for the development of the Synergy perspectives, how the project can be sustained further. So we would like to raise three aspects. The first is synergic networks. We see there some potential which could be used in the future, for example, through the development and the provision of dedicated information to companies and RTOs related to high-tech opportunities and challenges, maybe also to obstacles and how to overcome, to provide economic and technological intelligence and consulting and coaching for SMEs. In that terms, that means that we give the information and the support how the innovative ideas can be evaluated in economic and, of course, also sustainable terms for companies, and maybe also to enlarge the offers of the platform in digital terms related with trainings and webinars to several in several fields of the Synergy KPIs. The project platform. So I think that it could be an idea to give some help and support to validate and to evaluate the project ideas, and to give support to transfer the experiences of already executed projects. So maybe that could be done with a certain expert or scouting network, which works on with a common methodology. And of course, also considering the current situation we have now with the COVID-19, to extend digital information and coaching services on the project platform, which can be used by several target groups. And for the further development of the project platform, it could be maybe also worth to discuss with you if we could focus more on certain target groups like tech startups. We saw that for them the crowd innovation activities are particularly interesting, and it could be also a good idea to develop offers for talents and experts, so that we set in life the expert network of Synergy, and to think about offers for the next generation, to start with the innovation activities already in the school age, so that, for example, pupils or children can join some interesting innovation activities and ideas and develop together those projects. These are our ideas. We hope that we can initialize the further collaboration and discussion with you. And yeah, thank you for your cooperation during the last 3 years, and thank you for your attention.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Matej, Janin, and Katarina. Thank you very much for these presentations. And now we've got our experts' point of view. Please welcome Massimiliano Dragoni, Digital Transformation, Startup Ecosystems and Blockchain, DG Connect, European Commission.
Thank you. I hope you can all hear me and see me, because I don't see any of you. I know you're on YouTube, but I'm on Zoom. So thank you very much, Michael, for this presentation. I'll be talking about open innovation as well as what we do in European Commission for open innovation. I'm going to try to share my screen with you now. Hopefully it's going to work. And let's see. Oops, just a minute. Okay, let's see. Share screen. Let me know if you see it.
Not yet.
Do you see my screen? Not yet. Okay, share.
Hopefully
Says share your internet. Yep. Share your screen. Want to share the entire screen? Yes. It doesn't allow me to. All right. I guess it's interesting. Unfortunately, Zoom is not one of our European Commission supported platforms. So I guess maybe there are some things that we cannot do with the people outside. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'll speak, freely and openly.
Well,
thank you.
Everyone will have to use their imagination a little more without the presentation, after all.
Yeah, I'll send these to. It was just a couple of slides. I mean, it's nothing. It's not really rocket science. But basically, what I wanted to talk to you about, also following the, let's say the presentations which I witnessed, which were very interesting, and in fact they sort of follow with the European Union policy. I know Interreg is actually DG Regio, but DG Regio works a lot with DG Connect, where I come from, and other directorate generals that deal with research, innovation, telecommunications, networking, digital, and all, and of course the priorities thereof. I will put the accent on my intervention today, on what we have done at the European Commission in terms of open innovation on one hand, and primarily investing in two, let's say, programs. One which is coming to an end at the end of this year, but it will be renewed within the Horizon Europe framework program. And the other one, which is a major initiative that you may be aware of, which is the European Innovation Council, and in particular what the European Innovation Council does in building ecosystems and communities. So first of all, the Startup Europe program, sorry you cannot see my beautiful slide, but basically is a program which was started in 2014. I'm actually the manager of it. And what we do is that we put different European startup ecosystem in contact with each other with a view to do networking, to do matchmaking, to seek and find funding, and last but not least, to do scale-ups. In other words, generating IPOs, so initial public offerings for promising startups that want to scale up, for instance, with a Series A or Series B of capital support, financing. And we do all that by putting into content, by creating networks of what we call innovation ecosystem builders. So we work with innovation agencies, with development agencies, with accelerators, with incubators. We work with business angels. We work with venture capital. We work with corporates, and we work with public administration. In other words, all those actors that can make an ecosystem really supportive for startup growth and scale up. We have had 3 calls since 2014. We managed to put together some 36 different ecosystems in Europe, ranging from Finland down to Cyprus, over to Spain, UK, and Central Europe. They're working very well together. In fact, we have a one-stop shop which is called unfortunately, I cannot project a slide, so I'll simply spell it out for you. It's called Startup Europe, altogether, Startup Europe Club.eu. So there we share initiatives, funding schemes, matchmaking events. Now, of course, with COVID, it's been a little bit slower because everything has to be done digitally. Actually, not slower, different, because in fact, by doing it digitally, you can do it faster. But the truth is, obviously, the dialogue you may have and the pitching, in a way, has to be all digital, and that makes a little bit of a difference, especially if you're used to having live, personal or real life presentations. So that's one thing that we do. We had, we had a budget of approximately 30 million euros to do this. We're counting on about doubling this budget for the next 7 years for the follow-on of this Startup Europe initiative, which in our specific case, being that we are we're a DigiConnect, and we are primarily concerned with the big digital priorities, so artificial intelligence, high-performance computing, cybersecurity, blockchain, IoT, etc. We'll be launching the next Startup Europe, which will probably be called Scaling Up Europe, for in particular these priorities, which are proper to our activities as European Commission in the area of digital, 5G, etc. So what we do, we put, as I said, ecosystem builders together, and we create synergies, which sounds fine with your project, which is synergies. The second initiative of the European Commission that I'd like to talk to you about is the European Innovation Council, which is a big agency which is being set up, or has been set up now as a pilot for the last 1.5 years, and it'll become a standalone executive agency of the European Union, employing some 600 people, or thereabout, between 500 and 600. And what they do is that they'll become a one-stop shop for breakthrough and disruptive innovators across Europe in all possible areas. They will be cooperating very much with the regional funds, with the, let's say, structural funds in general. So, for instance, training in terms of developing digital skills, or say skills in general, and talents for breakthrough innovations. And it's open, as I said, open to all innovators in any field at any time. And they will work primarily with those innovators which tend to bring about breakthrough or disruptive innovations that will be game changers in their sector or their, let's say, vertical they work in. And let's say that for this specific, let's say the European Innovation Council is a big initiative. It will have a total budget of about maybe 9 to 10 billion euros for the 7 years. And in particular, they will be funding both what they call accelerator projects and startups, and also pathfinding initiatives through startups and activities with innovation centers and SMEs, which is what we would call more future and emerging technologies. So they go from upstream, from future emerging technologies, all the way downstream to generating innovation for business. In other words, projects which are only a year and a half, 2 years away from the market. The European Innovation Council will be an agile funding, and will, as I said, fund from the idea, so future emerging technology, all the way to the investment. And it does grant advanced research on emerging technologies through the accelerator funding for innovative startups, up to 2.5 million euros in grant and up to 50 million euros in equity. This is a very interesting thing, very interesting concept to do blended financing, so that we merge public and private spending, particularly from venture capitalists, but also mainly corporates, crowding in private investment from, say, venture capital, as I said, and our program, which will be launched and renewed in the next framework program for the European Commission, which is called InvestEU, where we're going to be allocating for this specific area of intervention somewhere around 1 billion euros for the next 7 years to be leveraged by the private market, and will be channeled and funneled through the European Investment Fund, so the European Investment Bank. And we're expecting to have a factor of investment up to what we put plus times five. So in other words, 5 billion euros altogether. Sorry, 6 billion euros altogether. Another element which is of interest is one of the let's say, branches of this European Innovation Council will address primarily building ecosystems and communities, which means that they'll be dealing primarily with developing access to mentoring, advisory services, and to knowledge partners. For instance, leveraging what we have is the EIT, the European Innovation and Technology Agency, which has its headquarters in Budapest, so right in the smack middle of Europe, and their KICs, so knowledge, innovation networks and activities. We'll also work on expert program managers to engage with projects and communities, in other words, to give a strategic steer to where we invest and for what we invest in terms of, let's say, breakthrough innovations, which of course have to be European innovations, not borrowed from other areas of the world. And they also generate a number of prizes for breakthrough technologies that go from a few thousand euros, maybe 10,000s of euros, to big tickets in order to make sure that a certain technology can take off and have a good push from the European Union. So these are some of the initiatives that we're carrying out. And open innovation is also very important. We launched, the European Commission, and in particular DigiConnect, has been working over the last couple of years on what we call the Quadruple Helix for Open Innovation 2.0. The Quadruple Helix has to do with, say, SMEs, so startups and SMEs, with the academic world, with corporates, and with the civil society, which can be represented in a way by the citizens plus public administration. And this Quadruple Helix, as open innovation of the second generation, will probably and most likely, and is already doing, great advancements in terms of bringing innovation to the people, for the people, a little bit like in open science, where we do go for citizen science, pooling all the resources and the knowledge from the citizens into innovation activities that can be easily done via digital nowadays, especially with the crisis we're going through, but also by bringing together people in venues where they can share their knowledge and add knowledge to what we would like to see in the innovation process for specific services, processes, products, and other. Okay, I think I used up my 15 minutes, which was allocated to me. So I say over to you. If you have any quick questions or something, I'll be very glad to answer them. If not, I'll just bid you farewell.
Massimiliano, thank you very much. Just one quick question. What would you consider to be the most promising aspect of a project like this one?
Which project? You mean like yours? Your project?
Yes.
Well, first of all, I understand that you put together a number of universities in a number of different regions of Europe, especially in Central Europe. For what I've seen from your website, I mean, it's very interesting because it covers a wide number of both stakeholders and geographic areas. I think, as you know, in the next framework program, there will be an initiative run by DG Regio, which is particularly that of generating cases, actually, to generate cross-border innovation and, let's say, technology in general. And it will be reinforcement of the former Interreg and some of the pilot projects which were carried out in specific verticals. And I think the interest here is to find within those networks that you have built, with the help of the academic, SMEs, corporate, and why not even the civil society, specific verticals where all the regions and all the various diverse areas that you're covering can converge. For instance, just to give you an idea, artificial intelligence or blockchain, you can create networks of knowledge through university, through corporates that are working in this area, and go deeper into the verticals so that to generate better access to finance from one region to another, or investors going through from one region to another. Maybe some regions have more knowledge, some other people have better application capability. Creating common platforms. I speak from the digital experience because it's my directorate general, but you can also do that with biotech. You can do that with new materials. It's a little bit up to what as you said, smart specializations is a beginning. Thanks to smart specialization, we know more or less which region can actually provide what know-how and where they want to invest in. Well, let's bring these, let's say, these indications, these priorities together and generate cross-border networking, which will pool this knowledge and this innovation in something which has the critical mass to become successful.
Well, of over 240 projects reviewed to make this platform successful, I suppose, especially in the scientific world where already quite a lot of platforms exist. Perhaps the goal is not only to keep this platform alive, but also to make it grow amid all other platforms, I suppose. And that's the challenge, isn't it?
Sure, absolutely. And the best way to make a platform work, as I said, we have a platform which is called Startup Europe Club. The best way to make a platform become successful is to put content, do a good marketing of it, good communication, but above all, bring in what actually interests the innovation system. Let's imagine that, okay, innovation is brought about by, as I said, by the four helix, and it can come from a large company, a small company. Normally, the best breakthrough innovation, or let's say most likely the more advanced breakthrough innovation, come from startups and SMEs. Also from large companies, but what large companies in our experience often do is to buy up the SME, take their know-how, their knowledge, pay them quite well, and that's new innovation for them as well. Okay, it's part of the game, and that's fine. It's part of the market. But I mean, it's important to make your platform be a living instrument, not just simply a place where you can find repository material, but something that can attract people, can give very important information, can give added value information, can give opportunities for SMEs, for smart, startups, or even for corporates to find what they're looking for.
Massimiliano Dragoni, DG Connect, European Commission. I wouldn't have put it better myself. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and joining us today. Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you very much. Have a nice continuation.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up, we'd like to invite you to watch a short animated clip.
Crowd wisdom. The tools also help to share and search infrastructure that is needed. The project resulted in the following: how to improve cooperation between actors involved in advanced manufacturing using the ideas of open innovations and sharing economy. The topic of the Synergy project was the answer to this question. The Synergy project, implemented by the international consortium of 7 organizations from 6 countries, was led by a team from Wrocław University of Science and Technology. The Synergy project developed the online tools, Synergy Platform and SynPro, that offer services supporting trans-regional cooperation and enable the exchange of human, information, physical and financial resources, establishing cooperation and building an innovation-friendly environment. The developed tools enable organizations and independent users to easily and efficiently access research results, know-how and innovative ideas. They help companies to identify their needs and problems to be solved, as well as scientists to develop solutions in accordance with the concept of crowd wisdom. The tools also help to share and search infrastructure that is needed. The project resulted in the following: we developed and implemented 3 IT tools, established 3 social networks of innovators, and implemented 7 initiatives for testing newly developed services. There were 7 trainings on improving innovation capacity and 1 strategy and action plan developed in the course of the project, as well as 68 project reports were prepared. We organized 195 events and visits as a part of the project, with over 1,300 participants of our events, workshops and trainings. Over 1,000 Synergy platform users have been registered so far, who managed to publish 18 crowdfunding campaigns and 56 innovative solutions for crowdsourcing challenges. 29 teams were built to develop solutions to registered problems, and the number of registered infrastructure ready to share amounts to 49. In the SynPro tools, we have registered 253 projects and described 295 organizations. The algorithm, based on the analysis of registered projects, allowed to cluster 35 organizations. We reached over 2,000 institutions to inform of the project. The project website has over 3,500 page views, and the number of social media posts, including Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and YouTube, amounted to 615. There were also 18,074 emails sent with regards to project implementation. Our team spent 658 hours in Synergy telcos regarding project realization. Communication events gathered over 600 participants. We also sent 2,064 smiles, and 4 babies were born to our team members. The Synergy project, through the developed platform, offers easy use of open innovation approach and the idea of sharing economy to support connections, cooperation, and synergies between companies, industry, academia, and independent scientists.
Now that was quite a scale, ladies and gentlemen, you surely admit. We would now like to ask you to fill in a short survey that we have pasted to our YouTube chat right now. And I'm joined now by Joanna Hellman, Wrocław University of Science and Technology. Hello, Joanna.
Hello. Thank you very much for joining our conference and listening about the new possibilities of crowdsourcing for improving innovativeness. I hope that the information that we provided were interesting and valuable for you. And we also encourage you for using the Synergy platform. However, if you will have any kind of questions, just try to contact your Synergy contact regions, and I hope that all of the information in our platform will support you in trying to reach the high level of innovativeness in your regions.
It's been quite an effort, Joanna, to prepare for today, just judging by the statistics presented. Was it your voice, by the way, in the animation? Because it...
No, it was not. It was one of the lectors from the company that we hired.
But it was interesting to have the entire scope and the complexity of the project explained in a short animated form. But in your case, I presume it must have been hundreds of emails sent, presentations prepared, contacts made, was it not?
Yes, it was. So the values that we calculated were just before we started our preparations for the final conference. So actually the number increased since like few weeks. However, we sent actually really a lot of emails between our partner members and also outside of our consortium.
So I suppose that's the moment where I can sincerely say congratulations, Joanna. Congratulations to the entire team of partners and project members. And let's hope this project will be kept alive and growing with the joint effort of everyone involved. And ladies and gentlemen, I suppose that's the right moment for us to conclude and close the conference. Any last word, Joanna?
So I would like to thank all of the partners for a fruitful project realization, and I hope that we will have more possibilities to include even more people that were watching us today in our future cooperation on the Synergy platform.
Thank you very much, Joanna. It's been a pleasure to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past few months, we have all lived in a reality where online conferences are all that we've been keeping ourselves busy with. Well, on the one hand, they're definitely more beneficial for the planet and the carbon footprint and all these aspects. But at the same time, at the end of this conference, let me express the hope that, well, we'll meet again in an offline reality for a conference summarizing a project like this. Best of luck and stay safe. Thank you.